And welcome to the Core Connection. I'm Mira Rubin here with you on Enlightened World Network. And today's topic is fulfilling your purpose. So when we have awareness of our purpose and when we're able to pursue that purpose in our lives, it gives us our life. It gives us a much richer experience of fulfillment and resilience and direction. So we're going to talk about that today. It should be a really rich conversation. Good morning, Rosalind. So good to have you here with us this morning. Welcome. So before we get started, let's take a minute or two to get present. Let's take a deep breath in through your nose and hold it. And imagine clean, crisp oxygen flooding your lungs, flowing into your bloodstream, nourishing all your cells, all your organs, bringing vital life energy to your body and being. And as you exhale any tension, stress, negativity, fatigue. And now let's take another deep breath in through your nose and hold it. And this time, imagine brilliant, bright light, lighting you up from the inside out, illuminating, electrifying, and energizing all your cells, your molecules, your electrons, creating a brilliant beam of light and energy from your heart out into the world. And as you exhale any remaining tension, stress, negativity, fatigue. And now let's press our palms together. Vigorously rub your hands together to feel the friction, the temperature, the pressure, the motion, the tickling and tingling when you stop. And allow all those sensations, really presence yourself to those sensations and allow them to bring you present to your body, this remarkable physical form through which we experience all of life. So welcome. All right, so purpose, having a sense of purpose and mission, maybe even, I don't know that purpose and mission are quite the same. There might be a subtle difference in tone between purpose and mission. Mission sort of resonates with doing for me, and purpose is more a sense of being from which the doing is generated. And that just might be my distinction. Certainly feel into it yourselves to see what resonates for you. But how do we, Gia, oh my gosh, it's been forever. So good to have you joining us. Welcome. Good evening, good morning to you, Gia, in India. Yes, it has been a really long time. Welcome. So, and you're here on a day when we're talking about purpose and how to find purpose. And so one of the ways to identify your purpose, the clues are all over the place, right? So one of the ways to identify your purpose is to be looking at the things that you're really good at. So these are your gifts. And the thing, not just the things that you're really good at, but the things that you're really good at that light you up. And it could be something that you just long to do also. It doesn't have to be an existing skill necessarily, but the things that you do that light you up. That's one clue, or that's a collection of clues that you can use to start looking at your purpose. Because the gifts that we're given are gifts for us to give. So many people are apologetic about their gifts. It's like, if you acknowledge your gift, then you're boasting. But the thing is that we have the opportunity as we serve our purpose to be using our gifts in the way that I believe we're meant to, that our gifts are here for us to give to the world, and they're part of, we can live our lives in service to those gifts. So, and with the joyful fulfillment piece, this isn't about martyrdom or suffering at all. The purpose, how else we can find our purpose is not only by looking at what lights us up, but also what breaks our heart. So if we look at the world, there's so many things that could break our hearts, right? But if we look at the world and there's one particular thing that we are drawn to over and over again, then that may be the place where we invest ourselves, where our purpose lays. Anyway, Rosalind says, I like to nurture. I could see expanding into bed and breakfast. For now, my Airbnb is just lodging for guests visiting the area. I like to bake bread. So if you like to nurture, it sounds like you already have an Airbnb and you could expand it into bed and breakfast. That's kind of awesome if that's something that you enjoy. Feeding people food, making food with love and care. There's such a nurturing to give people the gift of nurturing. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So, and it feeds you at the same time. That's the idea, is our purpose feeds us as we feed the world. And so looking at the things that light you up, looking at the talents that you have, looking at the things that you loved doing as a kid. So, or the dreams that you had as a kid that maybe you've forgotten. Because those, as kids, I think we're more directly related. We're not as far removed yet from what we came in with, like what the drives might be that we came in with. And so remembering the kinds of things that you enjoyed when you were a kid. So I was a nerdy kid. I used to play school a lot and I did show and tell a lot. Like that was how I engaged other people, was by sharing knowledge about stuff or curiosity about stuff. And here I am. Like it took me a long time to come around to this place, but interestingly, I had a career in sales for a number of years where I was selling eyeglass frames, and it was show and tell. It was show and tell, and using show and tell as a way, as a foil for communication. And so here we are. It's kind of the same thing, teaching show and tell. And the thing that I discovered that broke my heart was the way we treat each other and the planet. And so that was the genesis of Sustainability Now, the Sustainability Now podcast. And by the way, folks, I'm going to do a plug here. This Thursday night, we have the honor of having Doug Tallamy join us, who is an entomologist who has pioneered a concept of the homegrown national forest. So using native plants to attract all kinds of insect species, which will attract other wildlife that we can plant in our lawns and gardens, and really help to shift the balances on the planet to a more ecological environment with all these integrated small pockets in our own backyard or front yard. So I invite you to go to sustainabilitynow.global and register for our mailing list if you haven't already. And you will get notification. In fact, if you do it today at 10:30 a.m. Eastern is when our first email goes out, and then we have a reminder email that goes out on Thursday. And movie night is from 7 to 9 p.m. on Thursday night. And so we have, I think we have over 375 registrants so far. This will be our biggest movie night ever. But Doug Tallamy's a superstar and is really doing a lot to transform the planet and our relationship to it. So I invite you to join us. If you're already on the mailing list, make it a priority to be there. So, because we would love to have, the more the merrier, and it's going to be quite the event. So that's my shameless plug, but that also comes out of my sense of purpose and mission, which is to transform the way that we relate to ourselves and the planet, and to live more harmoniously together and with the planet and all the other life forms on it. So I think this process of finding your purpose, once you do find your purpose, there's a whole different experience of being alive, because you have some orientation that is consistent, persistent, vital. It gives you the strength and courage to get out of bed every day. And humans are meaning-making machines, so we make having a sense of purpose is giving us an underlying sense of meaning that becomes a constant through which we can then realize our most authentic expression. So what else can you do to find your purpose? Well, I think the things that we outlined are the foundation. But if you want to, you could go to my website. Gia says, discovering purpose is so exciting. It is. It's life-giving. It's life-changing. I was so depressed for so many years because I had no sense of purpose. And I used to just beg to be given a clue how to find my purpose or how to express it. It's been life-changing. And so if you want to, you could go check out my website at yourcoreconnection.com, and there is a blueprint. It's called Your Inner Success Blueprint, 5 keys to learning what you were born to do, or something like that. It's been a while since I checked it out, but it's not very long. It's got a whole bunch of nice photographs that I took in there because I wanted to get some of my photographs published, and that was the only way I figured I'd be able to do it. But I think you'll enjoy it. It's useful. It's powerful. I'm trying to remember what the others are at this moment. How about that? So first is things you love to do as a kid. Second is things that light you up. Third is talents that you have, like recognizing your talents. The last is things that break your heart. And I'm missing one, it seems. Thank you, Dido. You're the best. So Dido put in a link for the download. I think you have to sign up to my email list to be able to download it. I'm embarrassed that I'm not nailing every one of them at this moment, but really, really look at the things that light you up in your life. And we have a lot of judgments about the things that light us up and our gifts, right? We often are apologetic about our gifts rather than recognizing that those gifts are given us so that we can better fulfill our purpose. So Gia says, I can't see other comments. Gia, are you on the Enlightened World Network website? Because I think that's where most of the comments are. That's where you should be able to see them. If you're on my page on Facebook, you may not be able to see the other comments. Huh. I don't know why that would be, Gia. That's interesting. Let's see. I don't think there's anything I can do about it, actually. But I'm just looking here to see. Well, it's interesting. So Rosalind says she can see your comments. So I don't know what the story is there. I see your comments on EWN. That's so strange. I don't have an answer for you. I don't know if we have any other Facebook aficionados here that could maybe help to decipher why that's the case. Anyway, thank you. Yes, let's continue. So, if you have an insight, oh, you know what? Here's another one. Things that you're criticized for as a kid are often the things that are your gifts that are part of your purpose. So like one of the things that I was criticized for all the time is I was too intense and too serious. And what it meant, what people were responding to is that I would look at what's going on and I would see this dynamic going on and I would communicate relative to that. And it was too much for people to be dealing with that kind of intensity. And now I get paid for it. You know, now that's what I do in my career. That is a gift that other people were criticizing me for. So the thing that makes you different, that's it. The thing that makes you different and strange. So, oh, Dido, you're the best. Okay. Key 1, your childhood. That's what we're talking about. Key 2, your values. How could I forget values? Oh my gosh. Thank you. You're the best, Dido. So when you identify what your real values are, that's also a way that you can have an inroad to identifying your purpose. So for me, like my greatest overarching value is awakening. That's the umbrella. Awakening, consciousness, whatever you want to call it, like that is the number one top thing. And so when you can identify your primary values and like the thing that's most important to you, that is a super important key to your purpose. And number 3 is dreams, themes, passions, and hobbies. So these are other cues, like what do you enjoy? What do you dream of? Now, this is a challenging one because people are often afraid to dream. Why? Because it's disruptive, right? We are often dreaming beyond our current circumstance. right? Dreaming beyond what maybe even our current capabilities. But if you have this passionate dream, that is a good hint. Hobbies, again, the things that you do, the things that you enjoy, the things that light you up. I used to read psychology books all the time. I used to read books on how to expand our consciousness and awareness. I still do, right? It's a deep passion. And key 4 is your flow chart, like what gives you energy, what takes energy away, what lights you up. And the last one is what breaks your heart. Because there are many, many things that we can do in the world. The thing is, the thing that breaks our heart is a place where we can be looking to create transformation, and that brokenheartedness gets to be transformed into a sense of purpose and potentially hope and possibility. So the thing, probably the most challenging of these is the dream, you know, your greatest dream, your most passionate dream. It's scary to step into your purpose. If you're really truly stepping into your purpose, it should make your heart race. It should make your spine tingle. You should get chills when you think about actually stepping up and into that calling. And the thing about purpose is that it doesn't have one manifestation. It doesn't have to look any particular way. So I have this vision of an eco park, and I stepped into ownership of that. And that's what generated Sustainability Now. And as I've grown into this sense of purpose around awakening, and awakening also has a lot to do with how we treat each other and the planet, and all the other life forms on it. When you step into ownership, like really taking it on, really allowing it to infiltrate every cell of your body, it can be terrifying, because it's like, I don't know how to do that. I have no idea. When I stepped into the sustainability thing, I didn't know anything about sustainability. I had no contacts. I wasn't even like avid about implementing it in my life. So it's been a journey of remaking myself, elevating myself, like putting myself into a situation. I love this term, is beyond ableness. So to make a commitment beyond ableness, which calls us into a higher expression of ourselves, a higher level of being, to be making a commitment beyond ableness, a promise beyond ableness. And so that adoption of the purpose transforms us too. So it's transforming us as we move into the transformation that we're creating and expressing. Super, super, super powerful magic, folks. Super powerful stuff. You know, I call it magic because it's transformational. It is life altering to connect with your sense of purpose. It's not like you make it up, it's that you connect to it. It's like when you finally find the socket for that plug and you put them together, and there's all this magical electricity and vitality. So I encourage you to engage in the inquiry as if your life depends on it, because it does. Because it does. The quality of your life is transformed when you have a sense of purpose, because you're living for something bigger than yourself, the small self. You're living into your biggest self. And as we live into our biggest self, it is an ongoing transformation. It doesn't have a ceiling to it. And so instead of feeling constricted to a small confined space, all of a sudden there's this expansiveness. And it is stepping into the unknown, because it's an aspect of yourself that is as yet unexplored, perhaps uncharted. And so you get to step into this new dimension of fuller expression. And it is a profound, transformative gift, because when you are living for a purpose, you can do things that you would never, ever, ever do for yourself. It gives you a courage that is transformative. So I invite you to seriously engage, or joyfully engage, in the inquiry and the discovery of purpose. And when you find it, you'll know, because it'll resonate. Like I said, chills up your spine, goosebumps, for real, for real. And that's it for today. I'm Mira Rubin. This is the Core Connection. And I go live here each weekday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern on the Enlightened World Network Facebook page and YouTube channel. And I invite you to please check out the other awesome programming on Enlightened World Network and Enlightened World Living. And make sure to mark your calendar for October 30th, Day of Peace, where Enlightened World Network is going to be putting forth all kinds of meditations and insights and opportunities for us to collectively put our intention and attention toward creating the world that we desire. And here on the Core Connection, we're going to have the gift of Ruth Anderson, the founder of Enlightened World Network, joining us for our half hour. So that should be a tremendous gift. And I want to thank all of you for being here and participating and making the space for our own awakening and expansion. And Dido, I thank you again for your really, really valuable help in sharing the resources for this show. So much love to all of you. Until next time. Bye for now.